Hey guys, it's Laree, and I am showing up today to tell you guys about a sewing injury that I had on Easter Sunday that left me unable to sew for most of the month of April. So I made this video on Sunday morning and I posted it to Instagram. Take a look. Make sure that you are not exhausting yourself, working super long hours, and that you are taking care of yourself. Because, my friends, this is a reality. This is my leg propped up here, elevated. I am trying to be comfortable here. But I woke up this morning to just weakness and pain in my hip flexor. And it's probably from sitting so long, so many hours at the sewing machine each day. It's probably that. I do also have AS or Ankylosing Spondylitis, and that did run through my mind if this is a new flare-up related to that. But I've kind of ruled that out. I don't think it's a new flare-up. I think it is. Let me tell you, I really had on a brave face in that video because just before I made that video, I was sobbing. I was in so much pain. I was in tears, and it didn't get any better. The pain got worse, and the evening just got worse. And I posted that video to Instagram the next day, and I received so much love and well wishes and everything from those I'm connected to. So thank you guys so much for that. But there are two chiropractors that I follow on Instagram, and one of them saw my video and a comment that I left and reached out to me and offered suggestions or anything that she could do from where she was to help. So shout out to Dr. K. I'm gonna leave her information here. You can find her on Instagram. But as I told her more about what actually happened, that I had been sitting and sewing for 10 hours the evening before. I may have mentioned to her that I have ankylosing spondylitis. I don't know, I'd have to go back and check that. But in all professionalism, which I absolutely appreciate, she did let me know that she wouldn't be able to give me any further suggestions without getting an exam first. So I ended up at the urgent care twice. I talked to the teledoctor, called up my doctor, and after all of that, getting x-rays and making sure there wasn't anything wrong with my bones or anything, I decided to give Dr. Nick a call. He's the other chiropractor that I follow on Instagram. So today I am all better, and I am actually going to take you guys along to the chiropractor's office, and we're going to sit down and chat with Dr. Nick and talk about my recovery and how I got back on the sewing machine. All right, guys, I hope you enjoy and I hope you learned something. All right, see you there. I'm good.
All right. You ready to shoot some footage?
Yep, I am. It's Laree, and today I am coming to you from my chiropractor's office. This is Dr. Nick. I told you guys about him earlier, and we're just gonna chat with him today about what on earth happened to me and how he's been able to help me recover.
Sounds good.
Has anyone ever come in with a sewing related injury?
No one has ever come in, or at least admitted to coming in with a sewing related injury, so you're the first.
I'm number one. How bad off was I when I came in for the first appointment?
You were in a lot of pain, so you were kind of like hunched over at the hip, and it hurt to stand on it, and it hurt to kind of move your leg forward. And even if you remember when you were laying on the table, you had to kind of pick up your leg to move it because it hurt so much to flex your hip. Yeah, it was so tender to the touch. I mean, just touching those hip flexor tendons were excruciating pain, and then I came and tortured you even more. But after a day of pain, you came back and felt even better.
Yes, yes, indeed. All right, so this is something else that we talked about in my first session. Before I came here, guys, I had been to the urgent care twice. I had seen the teledoctor. I actually decided to come to see the chiropractor because I wasn't even going to get an appointment with my doctor until the following week, and I was in just way too much pain. But I had someone telling me, you shouldn't go to the chiropractor, you should go to an orthopedic doctor. And so I brought that up to Dr. Nick, and he gave me a really cool explanation and a difference between those. Now, I do want to throw in here, I'm saying this because I have ankylosing spondylitis. And when I first got hurt, the thought did cross through my mind, is this a new flare-up? And of course, I went to urgent care with that background being known that I have AS, and that's where the whole conversation of the orthopedic doctor came in. So for someone like myself, how did you explain to me the difference between the different doctors that can treat the spine?
Typically, you want to start off more conservatively. So you're gonna, if you have like hip injury, low back pain, neck pain, you're usually not gonna go straight to a surgeon. You're gonna start off, hopefully, with a chiropractor. And we got images of her spine. She got x-rays done. We looked at them together and kind of went over how the alignment looks and talked about some kind of previous history and talked about her AS and checked her hips out, checked her alignment out, and then started a conservative treatment. And if she responds well after a few treatments, we know we're on the right path. If not, then you want to go to someone who can kind of take it to the next level and maybe do MRIs or a CT scan, or also has the option of surgery if needed. And so that's usually the path you want to take. You don't want to go straight to the surgeon. You want to go to somebody more conservative, and 90-some% of the time, that's going to be what helps relieve the ailment. All right, so what we're going to be doing today is massaging out the hip flexor muscles. It's in a kind of a spasm. It's really tender. It's hard to flex. So we've got a special head of the Theragun attached here, and this is just going to go over those hip flexor muscles and loosen them up.
So this is my fourth treatment, and I'm doing a lot better with the Theragun than I did the first two treatments. The first treatment was torture. Like he said, I was doing everything. I was doing yoga breaths, everything just to take my mind off the pain and not to flop off the table because it really did hurt that much. After that first treatment, he did tell me that I wasn't going to feel a difference until after 2 days. And sure enough, the very next day, it really didn't feel like anything different happened. But the following day after that, I was able to get some relief and get some movement in my left hip. Like my leg was actually able to move a little bit more. So things really started looking up after that second day.
All right, so you got your glasses on, but you can flip over, face down, and we'll do a stretch on that.
Okay.
I can take them if you want. Bend this leg. And just relax.
Again, the first time he did this stretch, I was like tapping on the table, trying to tap out, crying uncle. And I really think this was the first time he was able to do this stretch, and it wasn't extremely painful.
That was the first time it popped like that.
Mm-mm.
It did last time?
No, it didn't. Actually, that's what I meant to tell you. This hip has been popping all week to the point to where it's been sore. And I just didn't want it to pop anymore.
Yeah.
But
It's way more flexible than what it was. I pulled your leg way up. Last time we could barely lift it off the table. All right, go on your side and face me here. And the top leg. Switch the knees like that. Just relax. Let your back real loose. Great. Other side. That was a release. All right. All set. Scoot down a little bit towards your feet, a little more, a little more. Right there is good.
So the last step in treatment is always to hop on the rolling table. I always like getting on the table. It's like a really nice massage for your entire spine, and it really just helps loosen anything else up before you go. And I'm done. This rolling table is awesome, by the way. If you're in the area, you should come and check it out. Okay. Now I'm gonna have to get to getting up from here. Let's go. Dr. Nick, thank you so much for everything, for getting me back on the sewing machine. So I have one last question.
What is it?
What can sewists do to avoid what happened to me?
Okay. Well, the main thing that happened to you is you were probably sitting in a flexed state too long, and your psoas muscle actually got stuck and it became inflamed over time. So I guess psoists will struggle with psoas pain. So the best thing to do is either self-massage that muscle there, you'll feel those tender spots, or stretch the hip forward and kind of take it through a range of motion as you saw me stretching her. And always get your alignment checked and make sure your hips, your pelvis, and your low back are aligned and moving well, because if they're not, they'll put more strain on your hips.
Okay, so he has another patient, so he had to run. Again, a big thanks to Dr. Nick. Thank you to you guys for checking out this video. And I hope you take those tips, and I don't believe I'm saying this, but be safe while sewing. And I'll see you in another video. Bye.